Hi, this is Matt Polanco, and I'm going to be presenting my business topic on Google's commitment to renewable energy. Renewable energy is something that's very important to me because it's what I do for a living, so I thought it would be appropriate and even fun to put together a presentation just bringing to light some of the reasons that Google and corporations like Google have found it important also. Renewable energy is also one of our most explored solutions to climate change and global warming, which is an increasingly dangerous topic of these days. So over the next few slides, I'm going to be going over how Google and corporations like Google benefit from moving towards 100% renewable energy and why it makes sense in a business stance and for the environment. So what is renewable energy? Why is it important? Energy collected from natural sources. These are sources that are around us all the time, and whether we know it or not, they hold great potential for energy production. These sources reduce greenhouse gases and emissions. They are also more diverse than fossil fuels and other forms of energy production. This is what makes them better for the environment and also at times more beneficial financially. Just to go over a few types of renewable energy, to get familiar, we have wind power, sunlight, waves, tides, and geothermal heat. Now these are all forms of energy production that are of the renewable background. Alternative energy sources. Now these are the sources that Google and other corporations are trying to get away from. And they're trying to get away from them because they're carbon-based. And when they're burned to obtain the energy that they're supposed to provide, they release that carbon into the environment, which is harmful for the planet. Now these are coal, natural gas, petroleum, and nuclear. Google's journey and 100% renewables, how and why? Why do they do this? Why does it make sense? First renewable contract signed in 2010. This is where they got into it. This is where they started. Commitment to 100% renewables was made in 2012. I guess they liked what they were doing, so they decided to commit 100% dependency to renewable energy. Following that commitment, 19 additional contracts leading up to 2017. This is pretty rapid. 100% renewable energy reached at 2017. They met their goal. That is fast. Latest investment increased their energy portfolio by 40%. That's huge. And was also went down as the largest energy purchase by a corporation in history, which is a big deal. Right here we have a chart of progress made by Google over the years, starting in 2010 where they made their first purchase, leading up to 2019. And as you follow this chart, you can see steady and then rapid growth. They started taking it serious in 2014. This is big for Google. Now, leading up to 2019, where they made that giant purchase, you can really see progress made there. This is huge for the planet. This is huge for the environment. This is huge for Google. This is what they want. This is what they're achieving, and this is what they're setting out to do. This guy right here is the CEO of Google, and he was quoted saying, "A cornerstone of our sustainability is in our commitment to clean energy." In my opinion, this makes it more than just an experiment or something of that nature, but it's a core value of Google's to dedicate their resources to developing ways to depend solely on renewable energy. They are doing it and achieving it by decreasing Google's carbon footprint. And this is why they want to do it, because Google has a large carbon footprint as a global company. It's the responsible thing to do, in many of our opinions, and it's the right thing to do. So significantly signing financially beneficial energy deals. They're making this possible by making it financially beneficial. Influencing other corporations to follow. This is how they're going to keep sustainability, by encouraging other corporations to join them in this battle against climate change and global warming and things like that. This is how they're going to do it. Right here we have a chart, and this chart shows energy consumption by Google and other companies and corporations like Google. big companies, big names. We're talking big names here. So the blue you can see is renewable energy consumption. And as you can tell, Google is far surpassing all the other companies. Some of the other companies listed on this list are Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, and Facebook. Now these are huge corporations with the potential to make a big difference. But as you can tell, Google is beating them in that race. They take it serious and they're the benchmark of this idea. How is this good for business? Keeping sustainability in mind is important for any corporation, especially with the size of Google. Now, this is important for business, and it's good for business because they're signing long-term contracts. So these long-term contracts offer price consistency. We're talking about 10 to 20-year contracts, which offer a set price on the energy that they are consuming. This is huge for someone like Google when 95% of their data center expenses are contributed to energy consumption. Price consistency offers predictability, which is amazing in the business environment. You want to be able to predict how much your bills are going to be so that you can continue to devote money and financial experiments in other areas. You know how much money you have and where you can send it, essentially. Reliability. When you have a contract and you're purchasing energy that is contracted to you, you don't have to worry about how you're going to get your energy that you're consuming or where you're getting it from or whether there's going to be enough or not. It's contracted to you, it's devoted to you, you paid for it, and there it is. Company image. Now this is possibly the biggest one, right next to financial, but company image is going to be a huge thing, especially in our day and age now. Company image is something that can make or break a company, especially the size of Google. People want to see global companies and corporations such as Google and like Google operating responsibly and taking into consideration everyone else in the environment and the future of the planet. Now this is something that is achievable by going 100% renewable. Google's impact on the environment by being 100% dependent on renewable energy. 100% renewable energy means a significant reduction in air pollution. And this is done because renewable energy doesn't require the burning of substances in order to produce that energy. Decrease in wildfires is also provided by not burning substances to achieve energy. Water pollution. Going towards renewable energy allows us to avoid massive spills like the one in 2010 in the Gulf of Mexico, where oil was dumped into the ocean, about 210 million gallons. Renewable energy doesn't have that problem. Global warming emissions. We all know that fossil fuels are one of the leading contributors to global warming. And going towards green energy or renewable energy is a way of greatly eliminating that problem. Wildfire and habitat loss. By decreasing wildfire, you also decrease habitat loss. You're not burning things. You're not burning habitats. Also, the land it takes to use or produce renewable energy is far less than the land required by that of an oil plant or a refinery or things like that. The future, moving forward. Renewable energy storage. Now this is huge for someone trying to commit to 100% dependency on renewable energy. Because, like it or not, the renewable energy is not a guarantee. It depends on the elements of the earth. So wind doesn't always blow and tides don't always move, and it's not 100% dependable. So if we could find a way to store energy, which is something that Google is working on significantly, then we can find a way to have that energy in times of need when the elements aren't providing it. Energy consumption. Now, energy consumption is something that Google takes very seriously, and limiting energy consumption will allow us to store more and to have it when we can't provide it with the elements. Sources of renewable energy. Now, by this I mean, we have sources of production, and Google is constantly working on finding ways to produce more, improve the ways of production that we have, and to invent new ways of production that we haven't seen yet. So this is going to be a great way to keep energy coming in and always developing the renewable energy industry. Continue to purchase contracts. Along with inspiring other companies to join the race on using 100% renewable energy, purchasing these large contracts like Google has been is going to be significantly important to the survival of this idea and this goal. It's what they need to do to keep things going, and that's how they're going to be sustainable in their mission. So